Hello, welcome to part 2 of The Last of Us so far, episode 3. We've got to fix my do-rag. In part 1, it was talked about the tips and tricks to how to kind of like navigate your way around the first part, this kind of like part of the story, about access and safes and how to just
create this video.
scavenge. This
Brave
episode
warrior
probably might even be a single episode.
Meredith Gray's house. The house that Meredith built. Oh my god. Hey, listen guys. I've got... What was that?
You can see that. You can see myself on screen.
You just, hey bro, you can see that, fam.
The Stalkers and whatnot. But yeah, this is the Stalkers. These are the new zombies that you got, the hybrids. They're a mix of clickers. They're a mix of clickers and runners, really and truly. They have the versatility of the runners, obviously, but they are as aggressive. Not aggressive, but they are as vicious as the clickers. So we up until this point, we assumed that the clickers was the next evolution of the runners. But here we find out that the Stalkers are another evolution of the runners, whereas they're silent, obviously, as anything they stalk you, and they can be aggressive, but if you start like giving the person much damage in them, they will back off. If you play this like I played this quite, I played in the morning. If you play at night, I swear to you, you're going to be scared shitless, especially if the audio is very obviously audio even helps you kind of hear where they are, but they are very, as you can see on screen, they're very tricky to combat, because they do kind of like move like the clickers, like the runners, sorry, they move like the runners, but then they're as aggressive. You see that when they get aggressive, like the clickers, but they're a lot easier to fend off. They don't have the strength of the clickers. If the clickers catch you, it's over for you, innit? So as you can see on the screen, I'm battling them, and you're able to, don't be afraid to run off. Don't be thrown off. Remember I told you about the chase and evade system in this game? You have to sometimes just run and see where the path takes you. Kind of like meander, just follow the path. But yeah, but like they were surprised, man. They kind of like had me on my toes, and that part there is warm up to the next stage where you're gonna butt them again. You're gonna butt these man again, and in this stage here, okay, I'm telling you, guess what I said about this game? Don't be afraid to die. Don't be afraid to die. Let me just adjust my do-rag. Don't be afraid to die. Don't be afraid to re-strategize. Oh my god. Don't be afraid to die. Don't be afraid to re-strategize. And just don't be afraid to don't be afraid to explore different ways of doing things. Like, there's not always one way of doing it. If you keep dying trying the same routine over and over and over again, maybe it's time to switch it up. And these kind of levels here, they kind of show you what you have to do, because like, you're having to face multiple foes. Remember I told you about runners and clickers, the mad combo. Now you have Stalkers and clickers, yeah. It's such a crazy kind of thing where you literally have to try and figure out how to take them. Obviously, when you've got clickers and Stalkers like that, don't be afraid to use your guns. I know they're gonna make noise here, but use them. Don't be afraid to use your gun, because like, really and truly, you have to survive. This part of the mission is about surviving and escaping. And again, crafting your health packs, using your health packs, pivotal. What I'll say about these, see these little narrow kind of like gaps, use them, because the clickers can't go through there, but the Stalkers can. So if you've got clickers and Stalkers, yeah, avoid the clickers that go through those gaps. And it's obviously the Stalkers are going through, but just shooting them up. Obviously here is you're in darkness. You got to try and find this door here. This is where you get to the next part. So climb over here, and then you get to the next part, and that's kind of your way out. Because once you get to this part here, you're gonna do a bit of scavenging, but you're gonna find the exit door, and it's this door that's gonna get like a horde of Stalkers coming your way, and this is the part where you escape. Obviously, this is gonna be a very, very short segment. What I might do with this segment is add on to the next one, and then you might just see it 2 for 1. That makes more sense because this part is so short. But again, just shows you how to combat new foes, how to deal with like different elements of this game and different difficulties. Again, I'm playing on hard, and those are playing on moderate. Or sometimes on this, if there's anybody playing on the harder modes, on the harder modes, the harder levels, sorry, let us know, because you probably got a different experience than me. this is going to be like towards the end of the segment. There's not much to do. Once you kind of like evade the stalkers and the few clickers that are in that building, you kind of drop down into the river and into the overflowing river, the new river, whatever you're going to call it, and you end up in the sewers. But yeah, just look out for the next part of this video when I talk to you about how to navigate the next set of NPCs. Okay, this is back to tips and tricks in how to take on the scars. Again, the scars are the ops of the walls and the scars are beefing each other and they're caught in the middle. This part of the setting, you've got to kind of like navigate this whole section just to get to the hospital where the walls are at. The scars tend to have like the brown overcoats and the bow and arrows. That's kind of like they kind of like get up. And here you have to it's almost like the sneaking part of the game. And I always tell you that the R1 button is going to be your best friend. You're listening, that obviously allows you to listen through and whatnot, but it's going to kind of like help you, especially when in the sneaking part of the missions, because right now you got to sneak your way around this map, and if you expose yourself, they're going to shoot you with an arrow. But this part here is almost like a warm up, and it shows you what you're going to have to get through this part here. So use this as practice. Use this entire first section, because you've got this section, and then you've got a building with a lot of birds. I'm not going to show you, and you get through. But once you get past that, you kind of see the scars, and they've just hung somebody, and you got to try and get past that section to get to the next spot. It's very, 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 very tedious, but at the same time, it's enjoyable. You could go all guns blazing with these men here, but I mean, they've got bow and arrows. They've got that range, and they're using shotguns and anything. They've got the range. So this is where you have to observe your surroundings. You have to kind of like you have to be like a field general for yourself. You have to scope out the enemy. When I first started it, I counted that I had 5 immediate enemies, and I realized it was 6 odds the further I got on. But that's how you have to approach this part of the game. You have to kind of, it's covert. You've got to be covert. Again, if you try to go over and blazing, it's going to be a lot harder for you, a lot longer. In the long run, it's gonna pay dividends, because you're going to avoid like long battles, because you're going to get involved in the battle eventually. But it's all about picking your moments. Picking your moments when you're going to engage with the enemy is important. So again, what I did was I did a lot of I made sure that I killed them as quickly as possible before they alerted the other scars, and that's important. So you got to meander your way around the whole map. You got not the whole map, but this little park right here. Make sure you take them out, and if you can, drag them back into the bushes, because again, you'll leave this. This is a PS4 game. This isn't no longer like a PS2 or even a PS3 game. You can kill people, the bodies will be there, and they won't alert anyone. Like this is an advanced gaming system. You kill these men, put them in the bushes, so the bodies are outside, because you'll see later on in this clip that I leave a few bodies on the stairs and alerts people. But again, the R1 button. The R button is going to show, obviously it shows you can listen through the walls, you can kind of hear where they are. You've got to be quite tactical throughout this whole section, because you don't want to be using guns. You want to be stabbing your victims and then killing them. So yeah, don't get lost. Just don't ever get lost. You're gonna end up, you're gonna go around the circle. Just try to get into the car park, get into the car park, and the car park help you get to the next stage. So yeah, just it's very easy to find. There's different ways of doing these things, as I've said many a time. So just use your surroundings. You got to use your surroundings. And what I would say is NPCs are a lot smarter in this game than they were in other games. They would climb obstacles. They do climb obstacles, like you will see here. They climb obstacles. They would navigate the terrain the way you navigate the terrain. So you have to kind of like work with what you got, observe what you got. So it's an example of me killing both people and leaving them on the stairs. And again, if you're making noise, it's gonna alert other people. So anyway, but you gotta progress through. You gotta do a lot of stealth, a lot of covert stuff, a lot of killing, but you can't be loud, because you'll see why you can't be loud towards the end of this kind of like, you wanna call it a mission. But yeah, be covert, look around, take people out, and just try and make as little amount of noise as possible, because they will congregate on you. As soon as this, and listen up to the whistles. The whistles in this game, obviously they know different things. So one whistle could be like, I've spotted something. A long, loud whistle is an alert for the rest of them. And then don't be afraid to if you ever get caught, don't be afraid to like throw bottles, things like that. I know it sounds stupid, but try and pick up whenever you get rid of a bottle or a brick, try and replenish that, because you will need those things there to distract your enemies. You're gonna see in a second, that not in a second, but you're gonna see soon how important distracting your enemies are. Because again, these are POCs. Like obviously they're coded to do certain things, but you have to almost got to start learning their patterns. So like you have to use the R1, but only you have to like observe their behaviors, their patterns. You have to understand kind of like what they do, and you've got to pick and choose when to engage. See, this is an example of me using a decoy just to get them away from you. Obviously they can see you in the grass, so if they get too close, just try to get them away from you. And that's why I say it's important to replenish that, you know, the objects that you pick up, because you're going to need them, whether it's to smash windows or to kind of like, you know, divert attention. I think you're going to need those things there. So this is an example of somebody getting too close. You can see this is what I mean. The NPCs aren't stupid. They will look under cars and things like that. So sometimes like just try and eradicate a problem before it starts mounting, because before you know it, you've got 5 kind of NPCs getting on you and you don't have the ability to kill them. But this was very smart of me, because I kind of ran away from where I was, so I was in an area where I could defend myself a lot easier, because now I've got 3 people in the terrain where like it's easy to kind of like dodge, hide, and kind of like shoot. I have different options. I can cover differently. When you've only got one place to cover and you're trapped in a corner, you're eventually going to get killed. So anyway, this is how I kind of end up dealing with the scars here. And then obviously you think you've got through, you think you kind of like, you got away scot-free, and before you know it, you got even more opposites to deal with. But again, it's always good to just, I died a few times during this whole thing. I died quite a few times. Like if you got eagle eye, you're gonna see things like bullet counts or whatnot. I died a few times, but it didn't bother me, because I was able to constantly change my approach. And there's no shame in dying. You don't have to complete this first time. Nobody's gonna judge you if you don't complete this first time. So it's important to constantly kind of change your approach, learn from your mistakes. Here, when I was facing this guy, I killed him a few times. He wasn't an issue. You just got, and it's always NPCs that are on the perimeter that cause you an issue. Because I'm in a one-on-one combat with somebody who's a lot bigger, a lot stronger than me, and it's kind of like a mini boss. And then I've got 2 NPCs who are also kind of like raining kind of like arrows and bullets on me. So you have to you just gotta keep moving. Don't stand still. One thing you shouldn't do: don't stand still, and don't charge enemies who have guns, because they will shoot you. You're easier target. So with this one here, I thought, you know what? Let me just go back outside. I went back outside, and I got them in an area where I can control the environment. If you can do that, do it. Don't always be trapped, because in this kind of store here, all these shells are a hindrance to me, because I can't be. Ellie's one is that she's very maneuverable, she's very agile, she's quite fast. So don't be in a place where you're enclosed. Go outside and try to have an open area where you've got a lot more room to maneuver, and against NPCs who aren't as agile. So this is what I'm saying about learning your environment and learning what's going on in the game. Once you learn what's going on in the game here, you will do you'll fare a lot better. So I've taken down the bigger enemy here, again, bang, with a shotgun. And then you're gonna have, they're probably second down, but you're gonna have these were the annoying ones, the annoying NPCs that were causing me issues. So this whole passage kind of sets you up for the whole covert, because as you go along through Seattle here, it gets a lot more covert before you get to the next stage of the story. You got to do a lot of this. So again, like I've echoed this in past episodes, but I'm glad that I'm able to kind of give you a run through what I'm doing. This is always like The Last of Us are the story so far. So I'm not really trying to spoil the storylines. It's more about tips, trips, and what I think of the game. So I thank you guys for kind of tuning in for this, because any views are good for you, and I'm just happy that to be able to provide people with some of the tips here. I don't really do spoilers, but obviously as you watch, you're going to be spoiling some things about the story. So again, yeah, thank you for tuning in. And I really hope you've enjoyed this. Episode 4 is going to come up later on. Episode 4 is going to be about the hospital, Seattle Grace, the house I married a brave build, so I can't wait for you to see that. Thank you.